Our journey begins in the chilling echoes of history, where the thunderous hooves of Genghis Khan's Mongol warriors swept across two vast continents, leaving a trail of devastation and an estimated 40 million lives lost.
We then fast forward to a recent, decisive night in Pakistan, where a single, precise bullet brought a dramatic end to the reign of the world's most hunted terrorist, a testament to modern tactical precision.
And witnessed the grim, ritualistic power displayed atop ancient Aztec pyramids, where, in a single, horrifying ceremony, an estimated 80,000 beating hearts were tragically torn from living prisoners, a sacrifice meant to appease their gods.
From these vastly different acts of brutal power and calculated terror, we delve into the annals of time to uncover the 12 deadliest military units in history. This terrifying legacy begins with Genghis Khan's Mongols. Among history's most formidable forces, none struck deeper fear into their adversaries than Genghis Khan's Mongol warriors. Under Genghis Khan's brilliant and ruthless command, these 13th century armies became the greatest war machine of the Middle Ages. Mounted on sturdy steppe horses and armed with formidable composite longbows, these relentless nomads dominated vast territories from China to Eastern Europe. Their success stemmed from innovative tactics, cunning feigned retreats drawing enemies into devastating ambushes, followed by swift, brutal sieges.
Lightning-fast cavalry units excelled at encircling foes, executing a strategy of total war where entire cities faced massacre or forced surrender.
The scale of devastation was horrific. Mongol campaigns claimed an estimated 40 million lives.
A grim testament to their power occurred in 1258 during the fall of Baghdad, where the Mongols, in a horrifying display, exterminated up to 2 million inhabitants in just days.
The mere reputation of the approaching horde became a weapon itself, causing cities to surrender without a fight, paralyzed by the whisper of their advance.
This Mongol terror was not uncontrolled savagery, it was calculated. Genghis Khan understood that cruelty served as a potent psychological weapon.
The gruesome sight of piled skulls, the legends of enemy chiefs wrapped alive in carpets and trampled, these horrific tales spread faster than the army.
They broke the morale of future targets long before the actual attack. "I am the punishment of God," Genghis Khan famously declared. And indeed, his warriors earned their place as the deadliest military force in all of history. Between 900 and 600 BC, an unparalleled force rose to dominate the Middle East. This was the Assyrian army, recognized as history's very first permanent professional military.
Hailing from the Fertile Crescent of Mesopotamia, now modern-day Iraq, they revolutionized warfare. They pioneered the widespread use of formidable iron weapons, introduced highly mobile heavy cavalry, and deployed sophisticated siege machines, engineering marvels capable of tearing down even the most fortified ancient city walls.
But their dominance wasn't solely built on technological superiority. It was their calculated and deliberate brutality that truly set them apart.
The Assyrians expertly spread terror by flaying captured animals alive, gruesomely displaying their stretched skins on the very walls of rebellious cities. Their chilling commemorative inscriptions proudly recounted their conquests. For instance, King Sennacherib himself boasted of razing 89 fortified cities and 820 villages in a single relentless campaign, forcibly deporting an astounding 28,000 prisoners at once.
Following each devastating victory, the Assyrians would erect chilling monuments, mountains of severed heads, and towering pillars of skulls, stark warnings to any who dared defy them.
Yet this extreme cruelty was not born of mere savagery. It served a profound strategic purpose.
The overwhelming psychological terror that preceded the arrival of the Assyrian army often compelled numerous cities to surrender without a single fight, desperate to avoid the horrific fate reserved for those who dared to resist. They would raze sacred temples, systematically deport entire populations,
showing no mercy to either the vanquished gods or their devoted peoples.
This was not just warfare. This was terror, elevated to a meticulously refined military science, a chilling blueprint for conquest.
This was terror as military science, a brutal efficiency designed to break the will of any who stood against them. Now, we turn our gaze to a different kind of military genius. In the 4th century BC, Alexander the Great commanded perhaps the most feared unit of antiquity, the formidable Alexander's Macedonian phalanx.
At its core, this was a heavy infantry unit, a wall of disciplined warriors armed with the fearsome sarissas, spears of immense length, typically 4 to 6 meters long. These colossal weapons kept their enemies at a devastatingly lethal distance, forming an impenetrable barrier of steel. 16 rows deep, shoulder to shoulder, these phalangites advanced across the battlefield like an unstoppable human porcupine, its bristling sarissas impaling everything in its path. This devastating infantry force was not alone. Combined with Alexander's elite cavalry, they perfected a devastating tactical masterpiece known as the hammer and anvil. The phalanx would relentlessly fix the enemy in place, holding them firm as the unyielding anvil. Then, the swift and brutal cavalry, the mighty hammer, would crash into the enemy's exposed flanks, creating a terrifying massacre. It was with this ingenious strategy that Alexander famously defeated the gigantic Persian Empire in less than a decade, a feat of unprecedented military conquest.
A testament to their prowess unfolded at the Battle of Gaugamela in 331 BC. There, Alexander's forces faced a Persian army estimated to be 5 times larger. The outcome was staggering. A mere 100 Macedonians perished, while Persian losses climbed into the tens of thousands.
Alexander the Great never lost a single battle. In just 8 remarkable years, he orchestrated a breathtaking march of over 20,000 kilometers, conquering vast lands that stretched from the ancient sands of Egypt all the way to the distant frontiers of India. Yet the true secret to this unparalleled success wasn't merely tactical brilliance. Alexander inspired a profound, almost fanatical loyalty within his ranks. Legend recounts a powerful moment in the scorching desert, when his men, parched and exhausted, found a mere helmet full of water. They selflessly offered it to their beloved leader. In an act of profound solidarity, Alexander poured the precious water onto the ground, choosing to share his soldiers' agonizing thirst. This unwavering spirit, this deep bond between commander and combatant, forged an army that was practically invincible. These were warriors who revered and worshipped their leader, Alexander, as a demigod, and who would never, under any circumstance, retreat a single step from the battlefield.
Legends speak of warriors so devout to their leader, whom they worshipped as a living demigod, that retreat was never an option, never a thought.
These were Attila's Huns, a name whispered with dread across the ancient world.
In the brutal crucible of the 5th century, the mighty Attila unleashed his nomadic hordes, a devastating, relentless wave that crashed upon the fractured remnants of the collapsing Roman Empire.
These formidable steppe warriors were unparalleled masters of mounted archery, a terrifying skill enabling them to rain down a storm of lethal composite longbows even as their horses thundered across the battlefield at breakneck speeds.
Short in stature, yet with a fearsome countenance, they practiced a brutal tradition, ritualistically cutting the cheeks of their young to prevent beards and ensure a permanently scarred, intimidating visage. Their very appearance, their very presence, struck primal terror into the hearts of Romans and Germanic tribes alike, paralyzing all who stood in their path.
Under the ruthless command of Attila, they swept across Central Europe, leaving a trail of utter devastation in their wake.
Whole cities were ruthlessly pillaged, reduced to smoldering ruins, their populations massacred with a chilling, unforgiving brutality that defied comprehension.
The Battle of the Catalonian Plains in 451 AD stands as a grim testament, where historical accounts chillingly suggest a staggering 160,000 lives were extinguished in a single brutal day of relentless combat.
Attila was a master strategist, employing not just brute force, but also the chilling power of psychological terror, coupled with astonishing speed in his campaigns. He materialized like a phantom where his presence was least anticipated, and whispered tales even claim his army sustained itself on the blood of their own horses during grueling forced marches across desolate lands.
Yet, perhaps no phrase better encapsulates his terrifying impact, his legacy of ruin, than the haunting legend, "Where Attila's horse treads, grass never grows again." His reign of terror was marked by brutal methods, including the public impalement and crucifixion of those deemed traitors or enemies. Attila, the scourge of God, died tragically before he could witness the ultimate downfall of Rome, a prize he coveted deeply.
But for a fleeting, terrifying moment, his Huns brought entire civilized peoples to their knees, forever cementing his place in history and earning him apocalyptic epithets that echoed through time.
Between the 11th and 13th centuries, a fearsome medieval Islamic sect known as the Order of Assassins emerged, earning apocalyptic epithets as they brought powerful figures to their knees. Under the leadership of Hassani Saba, nestled within the impregnable fortress of Alamut in Persia, these enigmatic warriors transformed political assassination into a chillingly precise strategic art. Dispensing with conventional armies, their genius lay in employing highly trained, infiltrated agents. These silent executioners would eliminate key leaders with the swift, deadly precision of daggers. Often, these brazen acts unfolded publicly, before the shocked and helpless gazes of stunned guards and onlookers, solidifying their terrifying reputation. Indeed, the very word assassin is derived from the name of this formidable order. Over nearly 2 centuries, their relentless campaign claimed hundreds of high-value targets, including 3 powerful caliphs, numerous crusader generals, and, in a particularly audacious strike, Conrad of Monra, the king of Jerusalem, who was fatally stabbed by assassins disguised as monks in 1192.
No fortress seemed truly safe from their reach. Even the formidable Sultan Saladin, a legendary figure, found himself compelled to negotiate with them.
Legend whispers that Saladin only agreed to a truce after waking to find a ceremonial dagger impaled in the pillow right beside his head, a chilling, silent testament to the Order of Assassins' pervasive and terrifying reach, placed there secretly to demonstrate their unparalleled infiltration capabilities. Emerging from the tumultuous landscape of feudal Japan, between the 15th and 16th centuries were the enigmatic ninjas, also known as shinobi. These clandestine warriors, primarily from the remote Iga and Koga provinces, rose to prominence as unparalleled masters of espionage, sabotage, and assassination. Operating as highly skilled mercenaries, they were sought after by warring daimyo and local lords, serving as silent weapons during Japan's brutal civil wars. Adorned in practical, camouflaged clothing, they moved like phantoms, infiltrating impenetrable enemy castles under the cloak of darkness. Their methods were ruthless and effective, contaminating vital water sources, igniting strategic arsenals, and executing high-value targets with chilling, surgical precision. Ninjas were trailblazers in unconventional warfare, pioneering the use of specialized tools. Their arsenal included lethal shuriken, blinding smoke bombs, and destructive gunpowder barrels to breach fortified gates. From the tender age of childhood, aspiring ninjas underwent an excruciatingly rigorous training regimen. They mastered diverse martial arts, honed their climbing and swimming abilities, learned the dark art of poison making, and developed an almost superhuman resistance to torture. A notable instance of their audacious tactics occurred in 1570, when the renowned ninja Sugatani Zenjubo lay in wait to ambush the powerful warlord Oda Nobunaga. With an arquebus, Zenjubo fired 2 precise shots from 20 meters. One bullet narrowly grazed Nobunaga, while the other fatally struck his vigilant guard. Yet the truth of their exploits often transcended into mythical legend, far surpassing reality. Common folk whispered tales of ninjas possessing incredible powers of invisibility. It was also believed they never drew their steel sword without it tasting blood, lest they face unbearable dishonor.
In reality, it was their brutal, disciplined training and their mastery of unconventional tactics that forged a fearsome and lethal reputation, one that spread far beyond any official written records. Tragically, this fearsome legend eventually led to their downfall. In 1581, the relentless Oda Nobunaga invaded the ninja heartland of Iga, unleashing a devastating massacre that wiped out entire ninja communities, forever altering their legacy. Emerging from the tumultuous landscape between the 14th and 19th centuries, the Ottoman Janissaries were not merely soldiers, they were the feared, elite vanguard of the Ottoman sultans, an unstoppable force that shaped an empire. Their ranks were forged through the controversial devshirme system, a harrowing practice where young Christian boys from the Balkan territories were cruelly taken from their families. Uprooted and stripped of their heritage, they were then converted to Islam and subjected to an exceptionally rigorous, almost brutal training regimen.
This intense indoctrination instilled within them an unwavering, almost fanatical loyalty to the Sultan, transforming them into formidable warriors.
Instantly recognizable on the battlefield by their distinctive uniforms, especially their imposing tall white hats, these soldiers were pioneers. They revolutionized warfare with the large-scale deployment of firearms, mastering the devastating potential of early muskets and cannons, fundamentally changing the nature of combat. Their legendary prowess was unequivocally proven on the front lines of the monumental conquest of Constantinople in 1453. With unyielding determination, they spearheaded the assault, eventually breaching the ancient, formidable Byzantine walls after a grueling 53-day siege. The fall of the city was cataclysmic, resulting in 4,000 dead and over 50,000 enslaved, an event that dramatically signaled the definitive end of the Eastern Roman Empire. Decades later, at the Battle of Mohots in 1526, the Janissaries once again showcased their overwhelming power. Their coordinated musket volleys unleashed a devastating torrent, obliterating the proud Hungarian heavy cavalry in less than 2 hours. The sheer efficiency of their firepower led to the swift death of the Hungarian king himself and an astonishing 20,000 enemy soldiers, solidifying their reputation as an invincible force. Yet, the very power that made the Janissaries invincible also sowed the seeds of their tragic downfall. By the 19th century, their once unshakable loyalty began to fray. They grew restless, resisting the necessary military and political reforms sweeping across the changing world, transforming from loyal guardians into a formidable autonomous entity within the empire. Their defiance culminated in 1826 when Sultan Mahmud II, weary of their insubordination, made the fateful decision to eliminate them entirely in what became known as the Auspicious Incident. When the Janissaries dared to rebel, the Sultan, with a heavy heart but firm resolve, ordered his loyal artillery to turn their cannons upon the Janissaries' own barracks. This brutal act of fratricide massacred thousands of these elite soldiers in a matter of hours. In a cruel twist of fate, the very unit that had once seemed utterly invincible, the backbone of an empire's expansion and terror, was annihilated not by an external enemy, but by the very same Ottoman Empire it had served with such fanatical devotion for centuries. Their legacy, a testament to both their might and the perils of unchecked power, was brought to a devastating end. In the 16th century, a new and formidable power emerged, the Spanish conquistadors. These audacious adventurers, in shockingly small numbers, embarked on a brutal campaign of conquest across the vast,
unexplored territories of the New World. They were armed with advanced European military technology, gleaming steel swords, powerful aquabuses, and war horses, magnificent beasts previously unknown and terrifying to the indigenous populations of the Americas.
Figures like Hernán Cortés and Francisco Pizarro, driven by ambition and an unyielding will, systematically dismantled the sophisticated Aztec and Inca civilizations, despite being vastly outnumbered. In 1519, Cortés, with a mere 600 men, landed on the shores of Mexico. 2 years of relentless warfare ensued, culminating in the horrific siege and eventual fall of Tenochtitlan.
The city, once a vibrant marvel, became a charnel house, with tens of thousands of Aztec jaguar warriors perishing in the brutal struggle. Chroniclers of the time spoke of over 100,000 corpses littering the devastated streets. A few years later, in 1532, Francisco Pizarro, with an even smaller force of just 168 soldiers, staged a daring ambush against the unsuspecting Inca Emperor Atahualpa. In a lightning strike of unimaginable ferocity, Pizarro's men massacred the Inca guard and seized their emperor. With Atahualpa imprisoned, an empire of millions, vast and complex, rapidly unraveled.
Yet the most potent weapon in the conquistadors' arsenal was not steel or gunpowder, but an unseen, microscopic adversary.
Old world diseases like smallpox and measles, carried by the Europeans, swept through the indigenous populations. These devastating plagues, against which the Amerindians had no natural immunity, decimated entire communities, weakening their resistance and paving the way for further conquest.
The deadliest, most insidious ally for the conquistadors was microscopic, a silent, invisible enemy that devastated the indigenous populations. Smallpox and measles, alien diseases against which the Amerindian peoples had no natural immunity, swept through communities like wildfire. Between 1519 and 1600, the vibrant heart of Mexico witnessed its population plummet catastrophically, from an estimated 20 million souls to a mere 2 million, a staggering 90% reduction. It was against this backdrop of widespread suffering and demographic collapse that Hernán Cortés gazed upon Tenochtitlan. A magnificent metropolis, larger and more intricate than any European city of its time, a jewel built upon a lake. Yet, in less than 2 years, the Spanish conquistadors, aided by disease and native allies, reduced this marvel to smoldering ruins. With less than 1% of the original population remaining, these foreign invaders exerted an iron grip, dominating the decimated 99%, including the legendary Aztec jaguar warriors. These formidable warriors, known in their tongue as Ocelotl or Cuauhtlocatl, represented the elite spearhead of the Aztec Empire between the 15th and 16th centuries. Their very appearance was a psychological weapon, clad in the fearsome, spotted skins of jaguars, adorned with vibrant feathers and intricate ornaments. They entered battle roaring, a primal force as terrifying and agile as the great feline they emulated. Their primary weapon was the macuhuitl, a wooden sword club edged with razor-sharp obsidian blades. Spanish chroniclers, in awe and terror, recorded chilling accounts of these warriors, capable of beheading a warhorse with a single, devastating blow. To earn the esteemed status of a jaguar warrior, one had to achieve a feat of audacious bravery, capturing at least 20 enemies alive in the crucible of combat. This intense focus on live capture, rather than immediate kill, fueled incredibly fierce, often prolonged, hand-to-hand engagements, demanding unparalleled skill and courage. The tragic fate of these captured prisoners awaited them atop the colossal Aztec pyramids. There, high above the bustling city, priests with ceremonial obsidian knives ritually extracted their still-beating hearts, offering them to the gods in gruesome ceremonies. A chilling historical record recounts the rededication of the Great Temple in 1487, where the Aztecs allegedly sacrificed an unfathomable 80,400 captives over a mere 4 days. Imagine the endless, somber line of humanity climbing the 114 steps, each leading inexorably to a brutal death.
This cultural imperative for capture, however, became a devastating vulnerability. The ruthless Spanish conquistadors, armed with their primitive but deadly arquebus firearms, had no such moral or religious scruples.
They mercilessly exploited this Aztec combat philosophy, preferring to kill at a distance with volleys of musket fire. Yet, despite this tactical disadvantage, the Jaguar warriors remained a terrifying force. During the harrowing, sad night of 1520, when Hernán Cortés and his forces attempted a desperate retreat from Tenochtitlan, the Jaguars inflicted heavy, devastating casualties upon the Spanish. Imagine the sheer terror and shock that gripped Cortés's battle-hardened soldiers. As dawn broke through the morning mist, hundreds of warriors, their bodies adorned in real jaguar skins, emerged from the fog. They roared, a chorus of primal challenge, wielding their deadly obsidian sword clubs, weapons capable of cleaving a horse's head from its body. Even against steel and gunpowder, their ferocity was unmatched. In the vibrant, untamed landscapes of early 19th century southern Africa, a new and terrifying power was forged. Under the visionary leadership of King Shaka Zulu, a military force known as the Zulu Impis rose to prominence, becoming one of the most formidable and lethal units the continent had ever seen.
Shaka, a brilliant tactician, dramatically re-engineered traditional Zulu warfare. He discarded the long, throwable spears in favor of the Ikawa, a devastatingly effective short stabbing spear with a broad, razor-sharp blade designed for brutal, close-quarters combat.
Complementing this, he introduced larger, more robust shields, transforming his warriors into an impenetrable wall. His revolution extended beyond weaponry. Shaka instilled a chilling, Spartan discipline. He meticulously organized his warriors into permanent regiments, structured by age groups, fostering an unwavering loyalty and unit cohesion.
The training was nothing short of inhumane. Young recruits endured grueling trials, running barefoot up to 50 kilometers daily over rugged, thorny terrain.
This brutal regimen not only toughened their feet to an astonishing degree, but also built unparalleled stamina and endurance, transforming them into relentless, tireless machines of war. King Shaka tolerated no hint of cowardice. Retreat was not an option. Failure to advance meant certain death. Entire units that dared to fall back from the front lines were swiftly and mercilessly executed, a grim testament to the absolute obedience demanded.
His strategic genius culminated in the infamous buffalo horns tactic, a central attack designed to pin the enemy, while two flanking horns swiftly enveloped and crushed them from both sides. This maneuver was devastatingly effective, a true masterpiece of encirclement.
This fearsome might was displayed with shocking clarity at the Battle of Isandlwana in 1879. Against all odds, an estimated 20,000 Zulu Impis, armed primarily with their spears and shields, descended upon and annihilated a force of 1,300 well-armed British soldiers.
It remains one of history's most stunning upsets, an unprecedented and devastating defeat inflicted upon a European army by indigenous forces, a chilling reminder of the MP's unmatched ferocity and tactical brilliance. In the rugged terrain, the formidable Gurkhas of Nepal first emerged not as allies, but as fierce adversaries to the well-armed British soldiers, inflicting some of the worst defeats a European army had ever suffered from indigenous forces. These Nepalese warriors, renowned for their indomitable spirit, eventually forged an enduring alliance with the British Army.
Their unwavering ethos is perfectly encapsulated in their powerful motto, "Better to die than be a coward." Hailing from the majestic, unforgiving Himalayan mountains, the Gurkhas brought with them centuries of ingrained martial tradition.
Central to their identity was a formidable and iconic weapon, the kukri,
a distinctive curved machete with a wide, deadly blade. In the crucible of battle, they quickly earned a fearsome reputation as utterly relentless hand-to-hand combatants, their movements swift and their strikes precise.
Their valor shone brightest during the World Wars. 250,000 Gurkhas valiantly fought for the British Empire across distant fronts, their courage earning them an astonishing 26 Victoria Crosses, the highest honor for extreme bravery.
One legend stands out, the incredible story of Rifleman Lakhiman Gurung, who, in the unforgiving jungles of Burma in 1945, had his right hand horribly mutilated by a grenade blast. Yet, with only one functional arm, he single-handedly confronted a force of 200 Japanese soldiers, miraculously killing 31 and holding his strategic position until the break of dawn.
Even decades later, their reputation preceded them. In the chilling cold of the Falklands in 1982, Argentine soldiers, upon merely learning that Gurkha units were approaching their lines, often chose to surrender rather than face their legendary prowess.
This mystique is further deepened by the folklore surrounding the kukri itself. A solemn legend dictates that once its blade is unsheathed, it must taste blood before it can be honorably returned to its scabbard. While perhaps romanticized, this tale powerfully illustrates the profound mysticism and unwavering commitment embedded within the Gurkha fighting spirit.
Becoming a Gurkha is a path few can traverse. The selection process remains notoriously brutal. Thousands of hopeful young men from isolated villages compete fiercely for just a handful of coveted spots. They endure relentlessly exhausting physical tests in the harsh mountainous terrain, a crucible designed to forge only the strongest.
It was the sheer, undeniable fighting spirit that, as early as 1815, so deeply impressed the British after their initial encounters, leading them to wisely decide to recruit these formidable warriors into their own ranks, rather than continue to face them on the battlefield.
Following in the footsteps of legendary warriors, the modern U.S. Navy SEALs stand as a testament to human resilience and strategic ingenuity. Renowned globally, these elite operators of the U.S. Navy have carved a formidable reputation for executing missions once deemed utterly impossible. Masterfully trained to dominate across every conceivable domain, be it the treacherous depths of the sea, the boundless expanse of the air, or the unforgiving terrains of the land, they epitomize the very zenith of unconventional warfare, a force without equal.
Yet this unparalleled distinction comes with an extraordinary cost. From tens of thousands of hopeful aspirants, a mere 2,500 courageous individuals are ultimately selected to serve. The path to becoming a SEAL is paved with an excruciatingly brutal selection process, infamous for its staggering 75 to 80% attrition rate. For every 4 candidates who begin this harrowing journey, only one possesses the indomitable spirit and physical fortitude required to complete the rigorous training and earn the coveted trident.
A stark example of their surgical precision unfolded on May 2nd, 2011. A highly specialized team of 23 U.S. Navy SEALs executed a daring clandestine insertion deep into Pakistan. Their objective, the compound of Osama bin Laden. In a swift, meticulously planned operation lasting just 40 minutes, they neutralized their high-value target and his guards, meticulously gathered critical intelligence documents, and extracted without a single casualty. This unparalleled mission, concluding a nearly decade-long global manhunt, stunned and impressed the entire world with its audacious efficiency. Not long before, in 2009, the SEALs demonstrated their breathtaking precision once more during the dramatic rescue of Captain Phillips from the clutches of Somali pirates. With the high seas churning and the small boat rocking violently, 3 expert snipers, acting with uncanny synchronization, fired simultaneously, eliminating all 3 pirate captors in a single decisive moment, saving Captain Phillips' life against all odds.
But such impossible missions demand an equally impossible preparation. The infamous Hell Week pushes candidates beyond every human limit. For 5 relentless days, sleep becomes a forgotten luxury as they endure ceaseless physical and mental torment. submerged in the frigid waters of the Pacific, burdened by heavy logs, and forced to march interminably through shifting sands. Their bodies and minds are relentlessly forged into instruments of superhuman endurance.
By its grueling conclusion, it is not uncommon for candidates to experience vivid hallucinations or succumb to dangerous levels of hypothermia.
Despite wielding the most advanced firepower and cutting-edge technology, the fundamental essence of a U.S. Navy SEAL remains profoundly primal. Absolute courage in the face of overwhelming odds, unwavering teamwork, and the devastating power of surprise. They strike when least expected, emerging silently from the depths of the water or descending swiftly from the sky. A phantom force striking at dawn.
As our journey through history's deadliest units concludes, remember to engage with our content. Please take a moment to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to our channel for more explorations into military history's most fearsome warriors. But the saga is far from over. Prepare yourselves, for what's coming next will plunge you into the heart of Europe's forgotten legends, unveiling the elite forces that shaped a continent. From the enigmatic Viking runes, ancient symbols of power and conquest, etched deeply into the very stones of the Hagia Sophia by northern warriors serving the Byzantine emperors, their presence a testament to their far-reaching influence and formidable might. To the chilling, wild cry of "Awaken Iron!" echoing with primal intensity through the rugged, mist-shrouded peaks of the Catalan mountains, a battle cry that struck fear into the hearts of their foes.
And the unwavering loyalty of the 147 Swiss guards, who stood resolute, sacrificing their lives, massacred on the hallowed steps of St. Peter's, bravely defending the Pope against overwhelming odds. These are but glimpses into the extraordinary tales of the 12 historic special forces of Europe, their legacies forged in blood and iron.